Hi everybody, welcome to Haven on Earth. Today is a gorgeous spring day here in Oklahoma. It started out cloudy, but the sun came out. I think we got up to 79 degrees, so totally gorgeous. Spring has been crazy busy around here, as I'm sure it is for you too. We've had lots of rain, we have more storms coming in tomorrow, and so I just wanted to take a minute and show you what we've been working on. My dad was here on Saturday, and he was surprised that our house wasn't finished. And I told him everything is up to us now. We're in charge of it all, and so it's just going to take us a minute. I've come to terms with that. I'm okay with that. We're building a homestead. We're building gardens, taking care of animals. We're building a house, and so everything is just going to take a little bit longer than anticipated. And from what I see others posting as well, that's pretty normal. We're about 2 months into our shed-to-house conversion, or our site-built shed-to-house conversion, and so we're definitely making progress. Everything is just going to be a work in progress for a long time. Eventually we'll get done with everything, but right now we don't have a time frame. We're just doing it as we can. 6 months ago this was a hay field, and so I think we've done pretty good. When we moved here, the land was not raw. It did have an electric pole, but we had to install a new breaker box and get the electricity set up. And then it had water access, but we had to get a water membership and then get the water hooked up. We also had our shed-to-house site built, and now we're in the process of finishing it. When my brother helped us move here, him and his sons built us a movable chicken coop and a goat structure. And then my mom moved here, and her husband Bob and Jason built a cattle panel greenhouse. We also put in a bridge, which Jason did as part of our anniversary gift. And we put in a 10-bed raised bed garden. We also put in a perimeter fence around our whole 2 acres, and we got bunnies. And we built the bunny hutch out of completely recycled materials. We put these braces on it in case loose dogs or wild dogs got in. They couldn't tip it over. Jason's been busy working on his firewood business, collecting and splitting wood. And he's been doing an awesome job getting it all stacked up. I've been busy filling our raised beds and getting them planted for spring. So far I have radishes planted and lettuce blends. There's some peas growing in there. And these pinwheels are not for decoration, but to keep the chickens out. And that's why I have this fence up too. The pinwheels do seem to be working so far, because typically the chickens would scratch all of this up. But we do have some growth happening. And before the last rain, I got these onions planted. And I noticed on some of the ends of my beds, something has been digging in them. And I figured it was the ducks. And lo and behold, they've been laying their eggs in the garden instead of in their duck house. And then this year I'm trying to grow potatoes in these grow pots because it seems like the harvest might be easier. And then when I get the raised beds done, I'll be working on the in-ground garden. And that will go in this space. We also got these little tiny monsters. They're 6 weeks old now. They've been running amok like crazy. We started them in the house under a radiant heat source, but now they've been living in the greenhouse. And this is where they've been living. We have not had a heat source out here for them. They were big enough, and then we've been using a deep bedding method, but I'm hoping to get them moved out so I can use this space for plants. And so my hope is tonight to get them moved to the coop. And right now I have only peas planted in here, and I have them covered up to keep them safe. As soon as I can get the baby chicks moved out, this is going to be full of plant starts, and eventually I'll be planting in here. And then here's the current status of some of my starts. These I will be selling at the farmer's market. And more to come. So yeah, I'm super excited to get the baby chicks moved into the coop. They've already been introduced to the ducks and the bigger chickens, and so I'm not anticipating any issues. Our goats are their own hand fill. Their area in parts at times has been saturated in water, so I've been busy digging trenches to improve their situation. And right now there's just a tiny place where there's still water. The ducks have their own little pond, and we built them a duck house, and sometimes they lay eggs in there. Sometimes they'll go to the garden. Sounds on a farm. And then there's our house. Our house is a 12 by 36 site-built shed house, and I'll take you inside. And welcome to our house. Here is our living room, current state of the kitchen, and our bedroom. And this is what a 12 by 36 feels like space-wise. We went with the Ponderosa Pine Tongue and Groove that we got from a local hardware store. And I'm pretty sure most of that is up. We just need to do our trim work, like around the windows and where the walls meet the ceiling and the floors. We do currently have electricity in the house. It's not hooked up everywhere, but we do have it. And we also got our mini split system hooked up, which is our heating and our cooling. So we've had heat, yay. We started putting up the shiplap walls, which is going to go in the kitchen. And we have the materials to finish the shiplap walls, just haven't had time. But this interior wall and the kitchen are all going to be the white shiplap. And on this side too. So we have one side done, and we have to just finish the other side and then up on top. And now that the walls are pretty much done, except for the trim, we can finish the trim on the ceiling, and then we'll be painting that white. So it will be nice and bright. We also went and picked out our flooring. And this is partially installed. So yeah, lots of projects underway. And we do what we can when we can. We did build our bed, and so now we are up off of the floor. It is a queen size platform frame, and then we got a mattress in a box from Walmart. And it's actually quite comfy. And here's our little kitchen. Our fridge works, our freezer works, and so now we can stock up on vegetables and groceries. We don't have to go shopping every day for our meal. The stove still needs some electrical work, but our coffee pot and microwave work. Our camper just right there holds our water and has our bath in it. And that's mainly because we have changed our plans. That's our septic system right there. And so we were going to go compost, and then we were going to fix the septic. And then because of our high water table, we're back to going the compost route. And so that's just kind of been a work in progress. And here's the status of more seedlings. I do not have electricity in the greenhouse, and so to use my grow lights, I had to set up something inside here. These are tomatoes. I need to up-pot those. I started some zucchini. Normally I direct sow that, but these are to sell at the farmer's market. So yeah, lots of little seedling babies, marigolds. These cucumbers just popped up yesterday. This is probably not a typical grow light setup, but I'm using twine from the hay bales. And this way I can just move my lights up and down. But I have seen people use bungee cords. Thought that was pretty brilliant. But yeah, this way, like the tomatoes in the back, they're taller, but these are really short, so I can just adjust the height of the light. So yeah, here's the current state of our house. We have electricity, we have lights. They came and gave us fiber optic internet, so we are back in that world. We have a ton of projects going on, but like I said, it's a work in progress. And someday, eventually, a long time from now, we'll get it all done. And I keep forgetting to show you my favorite part. And that is that I can look out any window. And I can check on my animals and my garden. Like the goats are out. And I can see them. So thank you for being on this journey with us and for all of your support over the last 6 months. It should be a really exciting next 6 months. I'm going to go move baby chickies now. Have a great week.